That is 100% possible with all of what.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I believe I'm audible. Okay. I believe everybody can hear me. Okay. Yeah. So good evening, everyone. I'm glad to be among the midst of you guys. Right. I'm very, very happy. Right. And so I'm going to introduce myself once again. Right. So this is not the first time, but I'm going to quickly introduce myself. I still remain my humble self, right? My name is Femi Ayodele. I will be your facilitator for SQL, right? The facilitator for data analysis, SQL, right? And I want to believe that in the next 2 weeks or more than, uh, will be talking to me, and I'll also be talking to you, right? Then, so before without wasting most of our time, because we have a lot of things to cover. I believe you had awesome time with your Excel class. I believe, right? And having joined the class once in a while, and I believe the kind of the feedback that we got from you guys, it shows that you guys really enjoying your Excel class, right? So as data analysis will be, right, you finished one phase, right? You are already on the second phase. The second phase is SQL, that's structured query language. Then before you go to the third phase, then your project, right? So I would like quickly to chip in some things, right? The things I notice, right? And also going to give some advice as regard your SQL class. So one thing I noticed that once people join the class, right? I noticed that within 10 to 15 minutes, people started asking for attendance, right? People are asking attendance. So I will advise you, right, that when you join the class, when you join your class, the first thing that you need to do is to pay attention to your facilitators, right? There is time for attendance. You have a 10 minutes break. That 10-minute break is to what? Is to mark your attendance. Attendance is very, very important because it also carry a lot of mark as regard your training, right? But I will advise you to pay attention, right? Before you started asking where's attendance, right? Then everybody that participates in this program, you are here for one reason or the other, right? It's either you are here to transition to tech. Maybe you want to start doing things that is different from what you are doing before. Some of you have been like an accountant, or you have been in the health sector, and so on. But now you want to transition into technology, right? The technology, right? Exploring the field of data analysis, right? So there is a reason for that. There are people that they actually projected that, okay, in the next 20, in the next 10 years, let's say in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, where is the world heading to, right? We are in the era where, irrespective of your career that you have chosen, right, you must be technically sound, irrespective of the career you have chosen, whether you are in the banking sector, whether you are in the oil and gas sector, you are in the FSI, you are in telecommunication, you are in the health sector, you are in public sector, right? Or you work with federal government, irrespective of your career of chosen, right? You must be technically sound for many reasons. For you to be promoted, to get promotion, right? to meet the challenges ahead of you, right? There are a lot of reasons. That's why. Then another reason is that, there is opportunity. There's more opportunity in technology, right? There's more opportunity in technology, and let me explore technology, right? So you have one reason or the other why you participate in this program, right? In the next 3 months. Now, 3 months is not actually a small time. It's actually a big time. So the reason why I'm saying is that after the 3 months, you should be able to beat your chest that, I participated in DSA and this is what I can do. If it is not 100%, and that's the reason why this program is there for you, right? You have the time for learning, time for project. I'm going to quickly share a testimony, right? And anytime I join online training, either physical or it could be physical or virtual, I used to tell people that I didn't start my career as a data analyst or as a data analyst or as a data engineer, whatever the title I call myself today. I didn't start my career. I started my career in the banking sector as a contract staff, right? And then along the journey, I look at where the world is heading to. It's as if that they've opened my eyes to see what is going to happen. So I started taking some courses on data analysis. Before you know, lo and behold, COVID came, right? When COVID came, there's nothing the bank can do. They didn't sack us, they didn't retrench us, but they asked us to stay at home. Doing what? Nothing. Though they are paying my salary, but I wasn't happy, right? Sitting down for like good to 5 months. And before you know, people that surrounded me, my neighbor, my friend, that they're already in technology at that time, started working remotely. Some of them were on gen where there's no light. Some of them bought inverter and so on. So I started envy them. Right? What kind of life? I studied science. I did physics. Why I should be the part of these people working remotely? Then when the COVID left, right? When they lifted the ban, right? That restriction, then I started going to work 2 times in a week. Then before you, I started going to work 3 times in a week. But you know that the moment I resumed back to the bank, between me and God, I'm not happy at all. I go to the bank, behave anyhow. I even want them to sack me. But I don't belong. I know I don't belong to this place, right? It's just a story of myself, right? And right, at the end of the day, let me calm down. And I say, okay, Femi, calm down. Still be in this bank, continue with your training, and then I will then started looking for a job, right? After 6 months, I completed my training. I did training both online, both virtual, just like the way you are doing. I never attended physical training, right? And God proved himself. I got a job, right? As a entry level. After 5 years in the banking, right? And I got a job again as a entry level, more or less like a graduate trainee, right? As a data analyst. I got the job, the opportunity, the salary was so small compared to what I was earning in the bank. But I am going somewhere, right? I was focused. I was not allowed anyone to distract me, even my colleague, even anybody. I was focused that I want to achieve this. I want to be working remotely too. Me say I want to work remotely. I like this working from home, that I won't be waking up 4 o'clock. I was focused. I was as in burn candle, buy data. At times I use all my last card to subscribe to my phone so that for me just to be able to do one or two things. Weekend, I don't go to Owambe. I don't know that kind of person I am. Weekend, your friend is getting married. I said, bro, I won't attend your wedding, but take this money. Sorry. Or even the one I will go, I'll quickly go show myself and come back with my laptop. To cut the long story short, right? I've been in data analysis journey now for the past 6 years. Then coupling with my 5 years in the bank, like I have over 10 years experience working, right? But I've been in the data space for good 6 years. And I've been able to work with top organization in Nigeria, right? Imagine I've worked with Nigerian Beauty as a vendor, right? As a data analyst, right? I've done a project across different sectors with so big banks in Nigeria, to be precise, right? If you check my profile, big banks, right? So you can see the hard working of many years ago is now pay off. I've trained a lot of people, right? And thanks to Incubator Hub giving me this kind of opportunity, right, to train people. I've trained the likes of staff from UBA, staff from Nigerian Deposit Insurance, starting from their manager to senior manager, right? This is where I am today. It's a testimony. And I want you guys to also be focused. It might be tedious, to be honest. It's not going to be a bed of roses. It might be tedious, but to be honest with you, the number of hours spent, right, is not going to be a waste. So that's just a little story and a testimony just to boost you, right, that you can do it. You can do it. And to be honest, there are a lot of opportunity. A lot of opportunity. It's either you want to transition fully or your current work you are doing now, I want to add some skill to it. It's good. If you're an accountant and you cannot use Power BI to build your report, no, you need to learn it. You can't do some report on Excel. You need to learn it. You can still be an accountant and at the same time be a data analyst. You can be an investment banker. You can be an engineer and still learn one tools or the other, right? So that's just that. And secondly, we have over, I can't count the number of people on this. Now, what I can see now is almost 1,000. Some people are not here to come and learn. Some people are here to come and distract others. So don't let anybody distract you, right? I used to have people that distract me then. If I ask them where are they now and where I am, I'm not proud, but I can say it to me. I can beat my chest, right, in what day we were doing. Some of them, 2 years later, some of them reach out to me that, oh, Femi, come and assist me on this. Even some of them register for my program. That I know you don't. During then, he want this. I say, yes, it's you. Oh, you are doing fine now. Then he was a distractor. Though he was still in university then, he has not graduated. So he doesn't know what the future holds for him, right? Until when he realized that, oh, I should have been serious then when I had the opportunity to learn data analysis. By now, I would have gotten a job, right? He has to go back again and started struggle again. The struggle that you should have taken years back, right? So that's the reason why I don't allow anybody. And secondly, like I do advise people, data analysis journey is not a journey you can journey alone. It's not a journey that, oh, here I am, send me. No, here we are, send us. Here we are, send us. So I do advise people, especially if you guys listen to me, form a group. Form what? Because the rate at which we are learning is not the same thing. Some people, as I'm teaching them, they are catching it, they are getting it. Some people, they have to go over it again, maybe watch the video over and over, or some people, they still need someone to come and re-explain to them, right? That's the way. That if it can't, the person you are, you don't be shy. Reach out to people. Oh, make friend, create connection, make networking, right? There will be people on this call that where he's working, they might need data analysis in the next 6 months. Oh, there's one guy that we did the DSA together. Oh, guy, how far? Can you come to our office? Even though the salary is too small, come and start. Or I have some issues. A friend can reach out to you from UK. Please, let me analyze this data. I'll just give you 10,000 naira. Don't shy. Just collect it, do it, and move on. Right? So form a group. So what I mean by form a group, that we have a lot of students here that cut across Africa. So data analytics is not a one man. You need a community. Even with my 6 years experience as a data analyst or as a data engineer, I still reach out to people for help. Though thank God for the era of AI, right? But I still reach out to people. Oh, guy, I've been writing this code. It's not giving me what I want. Oh, I've been creating this pipeline. I'm getting issue. Can you assist me? Right? It's not a crime. It's not a crime that you reach out to people. So form group. If you're in Lagos, you can form a group. Maybe you're in Lagos, you can reach out. Oh, there are people in so maybe Ikeja area. How many people are in Kelja area? Can we form our own group? Maybe once in a while, pick a location, meet, though for security purpose. But if it is virtual, connect, you can form your group. That during last year later, when we did Ladies in Tech Africa, that's the advice I gave. A lot of people came back and started thanking me, right? There are people in Akure, in Ondo State, they form a group. They even send a picture when they met physically, right? Some people, I think, Egbeda, something like that. They formed that. Even people in Abuja, they formed group too. So you guys can start doing that. You can't started doing that. I did it 6-7 years ago, and it paid for me, right? Form a group, create a network, and you will definitely enjoy it. Some people might be very good during your Excel. Some people are very good in pivoting, and someone is good in if function. You bring idea together. Okay, you know A. Okay, I know B. Oh, yeah, bring your A. I'll give you my A. Then let's make it one. That's how that data analysis journey is going to look like. You can't do it alone. You can't say, "Oh, I know it. I'm a strong man," bro. You can't do it alone. So that's just that, and so that's just my advice. And secondly, you guys have finished Excel, so we're going to start SQL. You know, the more you go, the deeper you go, then it becomes that's the deeper it becomes complex, right? SQL is different from Excel that you just finished. So Excel might be easy for you guys to some extent because some of you have been using Excel for a long time. Even some all those functions you've been using, but SQL is an environment you don't know at all. You don't know, you've not used SQL, you don't even maybe you've heard it before, but you've not used it, you've not even seen the interface. How do I even download and install it? How is it compatible? So it's going to be totally different. But I bet with you pay attention, I will go at your own pace, right? And I'm very sure that every one of you guys is going to join the class. But what I just need is that let's work together, let's cooperate together, let's avoid any distraction in the class. When it is time for attendance, mark your attendance. But the cocoa is that pay attention, get what you want to get, then you're good to go. So, yeah. Thank you, everyone. I think everyone can see my screen now. So I want to believe that you've gotten the materials, right? That you've all gotten the materials. So the materials I sent, if you have not gotten the materials, the admin will reach out to you. So we'll send it to you. So the materials I sent to you is what we are going to use for this class, right? For the duration of this class. And so please, that's what we are going to use. Then if you from the first page of this materials, you will see SQL for data analysis. SQL for data analysis, right? And I put some different logo there, right? Different logo. So these are different databases. These are different relational database management system you can see all over the world. They're actually more than this, but this is the one that are common, right? That most companies use, right? So we are going to pick one of these for our training, but I bet with you that anyone we pick here is as if we are using all the same RDBMS you have on the screen, right? So we have Postgres or Postgres SQL. It's either you call it Postgres or Postgres SQL. It's an open source relational database management system. A lot of companies let me use Lagos here. In the world use it. It's an open source database which is a free of charge. You don't pay for it. It's free, right? Then the second one there is MySQL. MySQL is also a relational database management system too. It's open source, but the enterprise edition of this MySQL is not free. You have to pay for it. But they have a free version. But the enterprise one is the one you're going to pay for, right? Is one you are going to pay for. Then we have Oracle DB. I believe some of you might have heard about Oracle DB. Oracle DB, that's Oracle database. Then we have this one, Microsoft SQL Server, basically called SQL Server or MSS SQL or MMS Server, right? But I refer to it as SQL Server, right? It's another database. Then we have SQLite database. The SQLite database is a cloud database, right? Then we have Google BigQuery. Google BigQuery is also a robust data warehousing, right? Now, all these relational database management system, there is one language, right, that you will use to query all this. The language is what they call SQL, structure query language. That language, just like the way you have Python, just like the way you have JavaScript, you have Node, React, C Sharp, C++, just like the way you have all those language, you also have SQL language. But the SQL language is just basically for query database. When we go further, you will see it, right? Then we'll go further. Right now, so for this class, for the training, we are going to use SQL Server. We are going to use SQL Server. Though the installation, we're going to do installation today. Please get ready. We are going to do the installation today because it is good, because our class is more of practical. It's a practical. I'm not here to come and preach any born again to you. I'm here to come and take you from basic to intermediate, right? At least a little bit of advance. So we are going to install. So if you don't have, maybe your data is just 2 gig, please, you need to quickly make it 10 gig, right? And internet too. We need internet, right? So we are using SQL Server. So we can use any of this. You can use Postgres. You can use Postgres. You can use MySQL, right? But the reason why I chose to use, the reason why I can't choose Oracle. Oracle is a installation of Oracle is a little bit complex, right? It's not something that we can do now. SQL Server is not that complex, right? But SQL Server is one of the widely used database in the whole world. It's used for the data warehousing. So, and that's the reason why I like using it for training, right? Then some people use Postgres, right? Some people use MySQL. But for this class, I'm going to use SQL so that you start getting used. Who knows that after your training, you can get an entry-level job in the organization and their database is SQL Server, and they ask you, do you have an idea of SQL Server? Oh, yes, I have an idea of yes. So that's the reason why. Now, I think if you go through the materials, you're going to see the second page is a little introduction about the facilitator, right? Now, let's look at the breakdown of the course, right? Breakdown of the course. So we'll be looking at introduction to SQL. What is database? Databases. So what are the advantage of databases? How database store data? How do we store data in the database? Right? If you look at it, said introduction to SQL. What is the databases? Then what are the advantage of databases? Then how to store data? How does database store data? Then why SQL? So why data analytics use SQL? The question is that it's not even why all organizations use SQL. Why? Why banks? Why fintech? Why telecommunication use SQL? Right? Then type of databases, right? We look at the likes of Microsoft Access, SQL Server, and so on. Then we're going to look at the download and installation of SQL Server 2022. So we are going to download the latest version. Though the latest version is 2025, but it's not yet out. So we're going to download SQL Server 2022. Then from there, we look at the SQL command and type of SQL command. So let the class begin. Right. So the first thing we're going to do is to, I pray that we'll be able to complete it right before. Let's if you can achieve that today, it's going to make a lot of sense because it's good that everybody download it. Right. I will still send the link to you, but let's look at it. So, and I will appreciate if every one of you can go to your browser. Go to browser. Everybody go to your browser. Then try to either your Chrome browser or your Microsoft Edge browser, right? So type SQL Server. Type SQL Server 2022. Download. SQL Server 2022. Download. Someone said, I don't have a laptop. That is going to be a serious problem. There's no way you want to learn data analysis and you don't have a laptop, right? There's no way you can learn it. If you have not received materials, don't worry. Please don't worry. Like I said, if you have not received materials, it's either it has not dropped in your email, but you will get the materials before the next class. I'm assured of that. You're going to get your materials before your next class. Someone is asking, what if one already have MySQL installed? Yes, like I said, if you have MySQL installed on your system, you are good to go, right? Then if you have Postgres install your system, you are good to go. If you have BigQuery on your system, or you have, it's not actually free. I think you can use it for 1 month free. Then after 1 month, start paying for it. You are fine. If you have MySQL, you are fine. But for this class, we are going to use SQL Server. It's still the same code, though there are a little bit SQL syntax, right? A little bit small, not small, very tiny difference, right? So if you have MySQL, please, you are good to go. So once you click on it, right? If everyone can see my screen, you will see. If what you can see on my screen is what you can see, look for the one that has a Microsoft link. Microsoft link. The one that has a Microsoft logo like this. Microsoft logo. Right. Someone is asking what of Access. Access is old database. I can't even advise any one of my students to use Access. Access is old school. How many companies use Access? Right. Someone said I have a SQL Pro for my SQL. Fine. If you are good to go. Okay, yeah, okay. So now some people have gone ahead of me. So let's make it. Some people have gone ahead of me. So we are going to download. You can pick any of the Express. Sorry. Okay. So please just hold on. Everyone should pay attention to me. If I ask you to do anything, if you're on the same page with me, then that's when I ask you to go. Right? Let me check this. So I want to make sure I get the correct link. I will drop the link on the. Okay. Okay. Sorry, let me Okay, so I'm going to send a link now to the group, right? So you can click on the link. I think that will be better. I'm going to drop the link, then you guys can click on the link. Okay. I've dropped a link. So if you have the link, you will see SQL developer, SQL Server 2022 developer. Someone is asking, can I use XM SQL? Right? Oh, you can use it. You can use it, but I'm just trying to make sure you are using the latest. You are using latest database. How many companies use XM exam SQL? That's a PHP MyAdmin, right? PHP MyAdmin. How many people still use that except software developers, right? Someone said they are use MacBook. If you use MacBook, you cannot directly install SQL Server on a MacBook, but you can use Postgres or MySQL. Yeah. So just don't bother to download the SQL Server. Just download MySQL or Postgres. So if you can see my screen now, if you have it or if you have gotten there, you don't need to actually wait for the link. Also, you can also just type SQL Server 2022 download. Once you click download, you see, click on it and start downloading. If you don't see the link yet, right, you can't. Someone said I have SQL Server Management Studio. SQL Server Management Studio is the studio where you write your code. You still need to have the server. So we are downloading two things. We are downloading the server itself, and we are downloading the studio. The studio is different from server, right? The studio is different from the server. It's totally different. If you don't have the link, please just go to your Google, type SQL Server 2022 download. Everyone should look at my screen. Everyone should look at my screen. Look at the screen. Just type SQL Server 2022 download. Right, so if you have gotten it, so look for SQL Server Developer 2022 and download. SQL Server 2022 Developer and download. Like mine now, I'm already downloading my own. It's not going to take more than 2 minutes to download it, the server. Once you download, open it. So you can see my screen now. I'm already installing it. Okay, someone is asking. So click on basic. Fidelis, click on basic. right? Basic. Click on basic. Click on basic. So I'm going to click on basic. So I've answered you. If you have MySQL, you don't need to bother yourself, right? You don't need to worry yourself. If you have MySQL, you don't need to worry yourself. Even though they are different, but it's the same query language we are using. We are using the same query language. So you don't need to worry yourself, right? You can still use it. You can still use it. So now so click on basic. So I've already clicked on basic, then accept. Click accept, then click install. Click accept and click install. Right? Okay, someone said already downloading mine. Good. You can it's developer. You can download Express. You can download Express, it's still the same thing. You can download Express. So I'm already installing. If you can see my screen now, I'm already installing. I'm already installing it. So you can see, though my network, I think my network is fine tonight. So you can see the speed. So now, please, once you download and install, please don't close it first. You gotta wait for me. Don't close it. Once you have installed it, right? Don't close it. Just hold on. Someone said I'm seeing SQL Server on premises. Scroll down, you will see SQL developer. Scroll down, you will see SQL developer. Scroll down and you will see SQL developer. Someone I have my SQL Server Management Studio. So like I said, if you have my SQL Management Studio, it's just a studio. You don't have the server. The studio cannot work until you download the server. So the first thing we are doing is to download the server. Make sure you have the server. Have you connected before? Right? If you have the both server and the studio, then you are good. I will show you how to connect. Installation in progress. Base, fine. Choose the basic type. Yes. Yes. No, if okay, someone said Ade color is there. Is there, right? If you see my screen, you can see SQL developer here. Someone what no, it's not SQL workbench, it's my SQL workbench. My SQL workbench, right? If you have my SQL workbench, you are good. You can use it. Okay, no. AY Prime is asking, do we need to download the SQL 2022 if already have a SQL Server 2022 Express? No. If you have Express, you are good to go. You don't need to download again. You don't need to download again. You are good. Right. Okay, everybody, let's pay attention to what's on the screen now. Please, if you get to this place, if you are able to get to this place where you have SQL Server 2022, all these informations here, right? If you get to this place, just hold on here. This is where you are going to stop, right? If you see my screen, if you get to this place, please just hold on here. If you have not gotten to this place, you can screenshot. By the time you get to this place, you're not going to do anything. Don't do anything, right? Don't do anything when you get to this place. I'm repeating myself. When you get to this here, where you have this information here, don't press anything. Don't connect, don't customize, don't install, don't close. Right? I will tell you what the next thing to do. When you get to this place, don't do anything. Now, the only thing you can do is to minimize. Just minimize. Just minimize. Right? Now, so you have installed. It means if you don't get any error, it means you have successfully installed SQL Server Developer 2022 on your system. If you get to this place, the one you can see on the screen, and you didn't get any error, you have successfully installed, right? Installed. So when you get to that place, like I said, don't do anything. Don't do anything. Just leave it the way it is, right? Thank you. Now, the next thing you're going to do is to search for, just type SSMS. SSMS. That's just the next thing you're going to do. Then download SSMS. So once you do that, you're going to see different options, but make sure the one you are checking. I also send the link as well. I will send the link. Let me look for the best way to get it. Okay, you can click on this one. So now I'm going to send the link. Let me send the link. Once you get the link, then hold on. Okay. Okay. So they will send the link to you. I've dropped the link to the admin. Someone say Express Edition is taking too long. You know, it might be your network. It might be your network. It will be your network, right? Just chill, right? And that's the reason why, if you can't get it, the video is available. You can go over it again and watch the video and take your time to download it. I also try and send some YouTube also, right? Now, if you have gotten the link, I dropped the link to admin. If you have gotten the link, right, just scroll down to this place where you have download SSMS. That's where we're going to download. Yeah, if you are still downloading, don't worry. Take your time. The network might be the what is causing it. I did bring you are with me now. I'll have given you my network to download it. But don't worry. You can lay your hand on it. Lay your hand on your network. Your network is very, very stable. Mine has not downloaded. Please, if it is still downloading, don't worry. Please, I'm going to repeat myself again. When you get to this place for your SQL Server, please don't do anything. I'm repeating myself. When you get to this place, don't do anything. Please, just leave it. Don't touch it. Don't press anything. Just leave it the way it is when you get to this place, right? Now, yeah, I know a lot of people will be faced challenged with network, right? So, and that's the reason why I said, if you can just follow up. Okay, someone said I have a SQL 2022 Express and this. Then this miracle, you are fine. No, it means just hold on. I will show. We will see the way we are going to connect. It means you have all this on your system. You don't need to worry yourself, right? So for the SSMS, right now, if you can see my screen now, the moment you have the link for the SSMS, you will see download SSMS. You will see it here. You will see it here. Download SQL Server Management Studio. You will see it. Click on it. I'm going to click on my own, right? Mine is downloading already. When you get to this place, click on download SQL Server Management Studio, right? So this is heavy file. Yeah, this is where we are going to experience a little bit delay, because this is very heavy. The studio itself is very heavy, so it might take number of times to download. Yeah, so that's the reason why I'm trying to take my time to explain it, that if you are unable to install, right, you can take your time and install it before our next class, right? You can take your time to install it before our next class. I'll also send some video, right, to you, that you can watch the video, and the video will explain to you details by details, right? The video will explain to you details by details on how you are going to install. So you can see that I'm already downloading this one, right? But I'm going to the link to studio. If you can't, if you have not gotten the link to the studio, right, you can just go to your browser and type SQL Server Management Studio download. SQL Server Management Studio download. You can just type that. You will definitely get it. Right. So you definitely get that. Oluwafemi Adejin, you are still sending. I don't know if you are the one of the admin. You can drop them. I've dropped the one for Management Studio. I've dropped it. The one for Management Studio. Someone said, this is Ola Dimeji Shola. I have SQL Server provider. No, I've never mentioned this. So this SQL Server provider is just one of the, can I call one of the features that will automatically come with your download. It's not what I'm talking to. If I do anything I don't mention here, I never mention anything SQL Server provider. No. If you have anything like that on your system, it may be it came with your system, or I don't know how you get to your system. That's not what we are using, right? That's not what we are using. Please, I mentioned SQL Server 2022 and SQL Server Management Studio. That's only two applications I mentioned now. Okay, thank you. I like you, Ishola. So MacBook users, people that are using MacBook, I've said it, you cannot download SQL Server, right? You cannot download SQL Server. And I don't want to go a little bit technical by saying go and download Docker on your Docker, and no, it's going to be too cumbersome. So the only thing you can use is to download Postgres or MySQL. Postgres or MySQL. Someone is asking, what about SQL Pro Studio? Is it useful? Oh, there are a lot of SQL this thing over there, right? Even me myself, I've not even heard some of them, right? There is a lot of databases coming out on a daily basis. So if you have it, if you have used it, it's fine, but I've not heard about that before, right? I'm sorry, I've not heard about that before. No, Ayola Moses, Toluwalope, I have SQL Server Management Studio. Do I still need to download the? No, you already have it. You don't need to download it. You don't need to download it again. Sadari Oluwakemi, MacBook users, download MySQL. I will send a video of how to download MySQL. I think so MySQL is compatible with MacBook or Postgres, right? Yeah. Moji, I have Postgres. If you have Postgres SQL, you are good to go. Please don't download SQL Server. You can download SQL Server later, but for now, don't download it. You don't download it. You have it already. Someone said I've downloaded both the server and the studio. So if you have downloaded both the server and the studio, right? Just hold on. I'm going to show you how to connect. How to connect. Right? My screen is not showing. Someone say which one, right? It's basic. Just click on basic. SSMS and like when I was talking about SQL, I told you that all those ones you see on my screen, Postgres, MySQL, Oracle, they have a different company. It's not the same company. They are not. So someone is asking that can I use SSMS and Workbench? SSMS is Microsoft product. SQL Server Management Studio, they are Microsoft products. Why MySQL is Oracle product. So you can see. What location should the SQL Server be? I don't get your question. Yeah, you can download or download me. You can download the both simultaneously. Yes, as you're downloading your server, you download your studio as well. You can do that simultaneously, right? Yeah. Wait, Opatola Oluwatosin, I can't download SQL on my phone. Sorry, Microsoft has not released. It has not released that the one for phone, right? So that your phone will not explode. Someone said I have a DB browser SQL. Yeah, it is fine. If you have a DB, is it DB Eva? If you have DB Eva, it's fine. But my challenge with DB Eva is connection, right? It's connection. But if you something that you have used before and you can use it, you are good to go. Yeah, right. Oh, sorry. This Iyanu Fuwape. For clarity, sir, we are to download SQL Server 2022 developer and download SQL Server again. No, No, Iyanu, no, that's not what I said, though. SQL Server is the same thing as SQL Server. SQL Server developer is the same thing as SQL Server, right? It's the same thing. So just download SQL Server developer, right? And you are good to go. Okay. So some people would like, so, and that's the reason why I'm taking my time to explain it, that because by the time you watch the video again, you cannot take your time to look at it, right? Right. Okay. So for those that have downloaded it, the studio, right? For those that have downloaded the studio, what you can do, so once you download the studio, remember that we've not closed this one. You can't see. Sorry, please a minute, guys. So if you have downloaded both, so what you need to do, go to your search. Okay. Someone said, okay, just hold on. So just hold on. So if you have downloaded yours, right? So remember that we've not closed this, right? We've not closed this. We still have this, right? Aha. So what you need to do, right, is go to your search here. Go to your search and type SSMS. Once you type SSMS, right? Once you type it, you will see the name, right? It's going to come out like this. Then click open. So once you click open, it's going to open now. So it's going to open. Look at my, it's opening now. So once it is open, right? So you will see connect to server. It's going to look like this. You will see connect to server, right? Now, the server is already running at the background. This is the studio. This is the studio. This is how the studio look like. Now, you will see database engine. The server type is a database engine. The server type is a database engine. Like my own, I've downloaded it already, but your own will be showing like this. Instead, you will see browse more, or you will see an arrow face down like this. The arrow face down, then look for browse more. When you click on this arrow under the server name, look for browse more, or click on browse more. Once you click on browse more, right, you're going to see the two options, local server and network server. In your own, it might take time. It might take like up to 3 minutes before anything can come up here, right? Now, when you click on, when eventually something show up here, you will see things like database engine, analysis services, or in case you didn't see any of this, but database engine must show. Then there is going to be a plus sign beside the database engine, right? A plus sign beside the database engine, and click on that. Then you're going to see your server. You're going to see your server, right? You can see my own now because I've downloaded like up to 3. So that's why you can see. But your own case is only one you will see, right? So once you're able to see it like this, click on it. Once you click on it, click OK. Make sure you click on it, then click OK. Once you click OK, it takes you back to that place where you were before, right? It takes you back to that place. Now, you scroll down, you will see this under encryption. It's a default. Leave it the way it is. Mandatory, just leave it. But make sure you check this trust server certificate. Make sure you check it. Make sure you check this server certificate, right? Make sure you check it. So once you check it, then click connect. Click connect, right? So once you click connect, automatically it's going to connect to your server. Then you're going to see some informations like this. Right, you're going to see some informations like this. Right, Oluwakemi Sadare said, after downloading MySQL, are we to download anything again? No, just test it. I think it is time for now. We need to go on break, right? We need to go on break. So when we come back, we'll continue. We need to go on break. When we come back, we continue. So thank you, everyone. Okay. I think the break is over now, so we need to continue. Right. Welcome back, everyone. Okay. Welcome back. I believe. Okay. Thank you. Some people say they can hear me, so thank you. Right. I want to know how many of you are on this page now. How many of you have been able to successfully connect to the studio now, and you can ready to go, ready to query, ready to write SQL query, ready to write delete, drop, truncate, and so on, right? And if you have not marked your register, please mark your register, right? Yeah. So if it's still downloading, right, just leave it. You can leave it. You can minimize it, right? If you are still downloading, you can minimize it. You can just leave it. So someone said, "Oh, AY Pram connected. Thank you. Oluwakemi Macaulay connected. Yes, right. I can see my guys connect. So let's go. Boko Patrick connected successfully. Wow, correct. Right. Yeah. So for those that have not connected, don't worry. If you are still downloading it, you can go over the class, or I will, after the class, I'm going to send some video to the admin. They will send it to your group. Just watch the video. It will also help you, right? The video will also help you. Maybe like 5-10 minutes video. It will help you on how to connect, how to download and install and able to connect successfully, right? Right. So now let's go back again to our, let's go back to this place. So if you have downloaded and connected successfully, fine. Now let's do a little discussion around what's SQL, right? Okay, someone is asking, can I, okay, let's quickly go back again and show you how to do that. I'm presenting now. Stop. I believe everyone can see my screen, right? I believe everyone can see my screen. It says blank. Okay. Some people say yes. Since some people are new here, I see some person. Okay. Okay. I think it's visible now. Okay. I think awesome. My screen is visible now. I believe everybody can see my screen now. Right. So someone asked that I should just repeat how I connect again. So I'm going to close this. I will exit. Right. I'm going to close it. So I've closed it now. So I want to open it again, right? I want to open it. So if you have not pinned like mine now, I've pinned mine like this. But if you have not pinned it, right, to your taskbar, you can do that. Right, it comes to this search here, then type SSMS. Right, type SSMS. That's SQL Server Management Studio. Once that is done, right, you see open. See this open, right? Click on it. You click on this open, so it's going to open the studio for you. It might take it might take a minute, right? A minute before it's open. Right. Right here you can see. So like I said, if you check your own is still new, brand new. Mine, I've used it. So your own is brand new, right? So the only thing you will see there is this browse more. If you click, you're going to see a drop down. Then when on that drop down, you see this browse more, right? You're going to see this browse more. Click on the browse more, then another page open. Another page open again, or another page pop up. Then navigate to where you have a database engine. Where you have a database engine, that's where you navigate to. When you navigate to where you have a database engine, there is a plus beside. There is a plus sign or plus symbol beside. Click on the plus, right? Then you're going to see your server name. For instance, now I have 3 servers name, even though it's the same thing, but because I've downloaded SQL Server 3 times. Yes, so that's the reason why it's showing. But you have downloaded it once. So then just pick it, right? Pick it. Make sure you you click on it. Make sure you click on it, then click OK. Click OK, right? Once you click OK, then it will return you back to the previous page where you were, right? It will return you back to your previous stage. Then you go down a little bit on the same page, you will see this equation. You see this equation. Inside that equation, you're going to see the default mandatory. The default, what is there? That's the default is the mandatory. So leave it the way it is. Just leave it. Then make sure you check this trust server certificate. Make sure you check this server certificate, right? Make sure you check it. Then the next thing is what? Click connect. So once you click connect, you are connected, right? It automatically connects to your server and your studio is fine. So once you see anything like this, it means you are good to go. It means what? You are good to go, right? You are good to go. So once that, you can just leave it and or minimize it. So that is that. Now let's go back to the other business of the day, right? If you have gotten your materials, you can go back to your materials now. Let's look at the materials together. Okay, someone got Godwin. He said, it is requesting for me to restart my system. Okay, yes, if yours is requesting to restart your system, right? But make sure you have downloaded them successfully. Then restart your system. Yeah, Godwin, just go ahead and restart your system. Okay, someone is saying there are multiple options, 2 express and one is not express. So it means you have downloaded express and developer. You can pick any one of them. You can pick any one of them, right? That's Oluwabumi, Jesu Sonya, right? You can pick any one of them. You are good. You can pick any one of them. Can I rename the server name? No, it's a default. You cannot rename server name. That's Winfred Obi. You can't rename the server name. Okay, sorry. Okay, Akinwale Peter. Now, if you are able to connect successfully, now go back to your SQL Server. Ask you to minimize and close it. Now close. It will ask you, do you want to close it? Just say yes. Close it. Yes, thank you. Akinwale Peter. You can go back there and close it. Yes, promise Ayobami, you have to install it now. Once you download, then you install it. So what is full meaning of SQL? That's the next thing we want to do now. Repair. Atinuke Samuel, repair. Mine is saying unable to install SQL Server. This error message. You might need to Google it. That's Ola. You might need to Google why it's giving you that error message. Mine is not showing the server after restarting the system. No, you will not see the server again. See, to be honest, you will not see the server is running at the background. You don't have it. Once your server install successfully, you don't have any business to do with the server again. You don't have anything. What you have a business with is your studio. So each time you open your studio, the server is running at the background, right? It's running at the background. So you don't need to just close it, then open your studio and connect. Open your studio and connect. Okay, so let's go back to let's do a little bit of let's talk about introduction to SQL, right? Now, if you have the materials, you can open your materials and let's look at it together, what I have there. Now, so look at what we'll be doing in the next 3 classes, right? Or in the next 3 classes, right? So we could be looking at introduction to SQL query, SQL data type, create table, queues, insert, drop, and these are SQL command. We'll be looking at them, right? Then the second week, we'll be looking at SQL operators and clauses. Then the third week, we'll be looking at SQL aggregation, part 2. SQL aggregation, part 1, second week. Then the third week, SQL aggregation, part 2, right? Now, let's look at this conceptual architecture. Let's look at it. I want everyone to pay attention. Please, let's forget about the installation for now, right? Let's forget about the installation. Let's pay attention to what we have on our materials, right? Okay. Are we on the same page? How many of you are on the same page where I am right now? If you don't have materials, you will get it. Definitely you get it. Now, when we talk about database or data warehousing, I'm going to explain what database is or what data warehousing is with this architecture on the screen, with this small architecture, right? Now, every database or every data we used or every data organization used, those data come from somewhere, right? The data I have in my database, it comes from somewhere, right? It didn't just landed inside the database. It means I connected to certain place or to one source to pull my data, or there must be a data entry application that I used, right, to send the data to the database. How many of you you've seen Google Form before, Google Form or Microsoft Form, those online form that you ask to fill, or just like the way you are filling your attendance, right? Do you know that when you fill your attendance will have your name, your first name, second name, your maybe phone number, and the course you registered for. Or when you are applying for this course, let's use that. You fill a form when you are applying for this course, right? They send the form to you, or you saw the link, you applied for the form. After that, you submitted, right? The moment you submitted, what happened to that information that you fill? That information goes somewhere. So it means what the incubator hub does, or what the DSA does, is that as you submitted your information that you want to participate in this course, they have Excel. It's either Excel online or Google Sheets where those information stored. Right now, I can refer to that Excel or Google Sheets as a database because it's a collection of what? Of data. So I can refer to it as a what? As a database, or as a collection of, because it's a collection of your data. That's where they have your information, all your information, your first name, your second name, your degree, your phone number, your WhatsApp number, your location, Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, UK, Germany, right? So that information is stored on Excel or Google Sheets. So anytime the DSA want to get your information, maybe they want to send you an email, they will go to that sheet, to that Google Sheet or Excel. They will look for your name, right? Look for your name. Let's say, for instance, they want to send an email to Samuel Oyedepo, right? They will search for Samuel Oyedepo and get his email and send the email, or they want to make a call, right? So that Excel now can be referred to as your what? As your database for that period of time. Now, how did the information get to that Excel? It means that it is form that you fill online, right? You fill online. So as at that time, your source, the data source, is the Excel. Sorry, is the form online, right? The data source, as at that time, is the form that you fill online to gather your information. When you open an account in the bank, the bank give you a form, account opening form. You fill the form, all your details, and you give them the form. Like, you fill it not online form now. Let's say, for instance, maybe you open an account with all this ancient of this bank, right? You fill the form online. Sorry, you fill the form by writing your name. You give them the form. Now, so so someone is going to pick that form and enter all those your details on the system, right? So by the time the person is done, click submit. What happened? Your information go to certain place, a back end data stored. So your information is there, right? So anytime you come to the bank, oh, I've forgotten my account number. Please, can you give me my account number? They'll go back to the database. Then they just type, okay, can you give us your phone number or give us your BVN? Once they put your BVN, the BVN will pop out all your information. Oh, this is your account number. You can have your account number, right? Let's say, for instance, now, when you register for BVN, you fill all your information, you do the thumbprint, right? So it means that's a database for that. Now, I think we are on the same page, right? So now let's go back to what is on the screen. This conceptual architecture of how data move, right? So you can see from the left side, you see data sources. So your data could be online, it could be cloud, it could be on premises. That's physical. I think during your Excel class, I think it was your first class in Excel, ID mentioned about having your data in the cloud, having your data on premises, then having your server, right? And inside your server is not like a trace of some equipment, right? Then inside that server, you now store your database, right? Or you have your server and you have your database there. I think I remember, I think I joined that class. I heard him Say something like that. Now, from the left side, you see data sources. From these data sources, you see Excel, CSV, Pinnacle, database, SAP HANA, Postgres, MySQL, Oracle DB. Any of this can be your data source, can be your data entry, right? Can be your data entry. And if you look below, you will see a cloud. It means you can have your data stored in the cloud, like it could be a structured data. You can say, okay, a lot of people here use Google Drive. You have a Google Drive, you have OneDrive. It's either you use Google Drive or you have a Google Drive or OneDrive, right? If you have I think the common one is Google Drive. If you use Google Drive on your phone, you have the app on your phone, and mistakenly your phone is stolen, or you change your phone, you now you get another phone. If you log into your Google Drive, what happened to your information there? You meet it the way it was. Let's even say your phone got burnt. When you log in back again, you meet it, all your information, your picture, your data, your documents, everything, you meet it the way it was or the way they were once you log in. Or if you are iPhone users, you have your iCloud. If you use 10 iPhone in a year and you can still remember your iCloud credential, so each time you log in, you meet your information each time you log in to the iCloud or anytime you change your phone, right? So these are the information that you store in the cloud. Now, what about the one on premises? The one you can see, the physical one you can see, the one you have on your file explorer, on your local machine, on your laptop. So if I have all the data, all the information I have on my laptop today, if I don't save them on either on Google Drive, if I don't back it up on either on Google Drive or on OneDrive, if anything happened to my system, those information is lost. I'm talking from experience, right? All those information is what? Is gone. So we are in an era where you can have your physical server and you have your backup in the cloud. You can have your physical server and you have your cloud. You have your backup in the cloud. So now let's look at the architecture now. So you can see the arrow from left to the middle where we have data storage. So this is your database. So this is where we are. This is what you are going to learn. What is here? Database. So your database could be SQL Server, could be Oracle, could be Postgres, could be MySQL, etc. So how did the data get to this place? These are the things we are going to learn. How should I move the data? Then let's say, for instance, all this our commercial bank. How did the data get into the bank to the bank database? So there must be a data entry point. And the good example is that form you fill online. So imagine that form that you fill online is connected to database. So automatically, instead of Excel, the data go directly to the what? To the database. Right? Then when you have your data in the database, so whatever the data you have in database is a structured data. I don't know if it was mentioned during your Excel. There are three types of data. Data, structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. Structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. Now, any data you have in your database is 100% structured. So it means before your unstructured or semi-structured, before it will get to database, it must have been transformed. That is where the Python on this diagram now comes in. So what Python does here is that Python helps you to transform data. Actually, it is not only, especially the unstructured and semi-structured data, you use Python to transform them. That's what basically the data scientist does, right? And I think by now you should know the difference between a data analyst, a data engineer, a data scientist, a database administrator, business intelligence developer, analytics engineer. The data is very wide, very wide, right? Now, so once it is transformed, now you can load it into database. You can load it into database, right? Now, once your data is in the database, how do I make a decision with database? So that's where reporting now comes. That's where business intelligence now comes in, where you now be talking about Power BI, Tableau, Lucas, and so on, right? Right. You can now connect. You can connect your Power BI. I think after your SQL, the next thing is your business intelligence. That's Power BI. How you can now connect your data, your Power BI to your SQL Server and bring out data and build your report, right? Okay. I don't know if we understand the architecture now, right? Just to explain how data is movement works, right? Okay, right. Now let's look at the introduction to SQL. So someone asked a question that is, what is the full meaning of SQL, right? Now let's look at what is SQL, right? Now SQL stands for structure query language. Structure query language. That is what SQL stands for. Structure query language. Now, it is used for storing and managing data. It is used for storing your data, managing your data. So you store your data. So all the data you have, maybe, let's say for instance, let's use bank for instance, the data from customers, data from transactions, right? Everyday transaction, data from ATM, data from POS, data from online banking, data from mobile app. Those data is what is stored in a database. Those data is stored where? In database. So, and that database, so some of them will now call them relational database management system. So that's why I say it is used for what? For storing and managing data in relational database management system. Now, point 3 there is that it is a standard language for relational database management system, right? So having this back of your mind that SQL is what? Is a standard language. Anywhere in the world, SQL is SQL. Python is Python. They are standard language. But what Python used for is different from what SQL is used for. SQL is used what? For querying the database, for querying your database. Now, it enables user to relate database and tables. Now, all the RDBMS, like MySQL, now, some of you that you don't know the difference between MySQL, Postgres, Oracle, Microsoft Access, and SQL Server. They use the same language, but they belong to different company. MySQL belongs to Oracle company. Oracle owns MySQL. Postgres owned by Salesforce. Salesforce owns Postgres. Oracle's owned by Oracle. Microsoft Access belongs to Microsoft. SQL Server or Microsoft SQL Server belongs to Microsoft, right? So they now use SQL as their standard database language, right? They now use what? SQL as their standard database language. Then another point there is that SQL allow users to query database in several ways using English statement. So what make SQL easy? I won't lie to you, and I'll be honest. SQL is very easy to learn. It's just like, I don't know if you guys, some of you have used Python before. You've write Python script before, and you see, or you've learned Java before. Maybe you've learned JavaScript before, or maybe you've learned JavaScript before. You see all those language, or C# or Pascal, old Pascal programming language. You know, so all those language, it's somehow technical, right? When you start learning it. But you see, SQL is English-like statement. Just like I want to query my database, I will say select all from customer table. So imagine just like I want to command someone, go and sit down, go and sit down. Now look at that, go and sit down, and write that go and sit down in SQL, right? I want to delete a table. Like, okay, this table, I don't need it again. I will say delete table, then table name. Delete customer table, or delete table customer, yes, where the customer ID is equals to 10. Right? So you can see the way it is, the way it works, right? If you understand it, if you see it as like the way, if you see it like English language, English-like statement, then you understand it. Let's say, for instance, now I work in a company before. I work in a company, and my ID is 10, right? My ID is 10. Then I've left the company. So the company wants to delete my information from their database. And my company ID, my staff ID is 10. Now, and my name is Femi Ayodele. And in that company, there are 3 of us bearing the same name, but we might belong to different departments. But we answer the same name. But automatically our staff ID is not going to be the same thing, right? Now they want to delete only my information because I no longer work with that company. So how did they do that in database? Is by saying delete Femi Ayodele, which is number, is staff ID is 10. So if you want to write it in SQL now, you now say delete, you say delete table, right? That's the table name. Let's say the table name is a staff table. Say delete staff, where staff ID is equals to 10. Then execute. You can see that it's very sweet. Very sweet, right? So it's not, you are not writing it in way the Python is going to write it for you. Or the way in Python you are still going to call some library. Let's say, for example, you want to build something like in Python, you're still going to import pandas, matplotlib, skite, and all those things, right? Especially if you are not doing machine learning, you have to call some robust library. But SQL, right? Just type it the way it is. Or okay, this table, I no longer need the table. I want to delete the table. So you just say drop this table, drop the table, right? So that's what makes SQL very easy to learn. Right? Let's continue. Now let's talk about what are the SQL, right? What are the SQL? Now SQL follow the following rules, right? So SQL query language is not case sensitive. Generally, SQL keyword of SQL are written in uppercase. Now, what that statement means is that SQL is not a case sensitive. It is not a situation whereby I want to write customer and I mistakenly write the CUS in capital letter and the other one is small letter and I execute. You are fine. It's not a case sensitive. It doesn't care whether you use capital letter and small letter together. It doesn't care, right? But the only one, there are some syntax, their syntax is always in uppercase. And if you are the one that you type by yourself, it can be small letter. Select is a SQL keyword. I can type select, I can write it in small letter. I can write select, I can write CEL in small letter and the rest in capital letter. And it still work fine for me, right? We will get to know all this thing when we start writing our query. Then another one there is that statement of SQL are dependent on the text line. So we can use a single line SQL statement or one or multiple line. It means I can write my query in one line or I can write it in a multiple line. Then using the SQL statement, you can perform most of the action in a database. Then SQL depend on the tuple relations. It means you can do your mathematics. I can write some mathematical equations in SQL and will still give me my answer, right? Now, let's talk about database itself. What is database, right? Database is an organized collection of a data that is stored and managed in a structured way to allow for easy access, retrieval, and manipulation. Are you getting me? That's a database. So now that you've understood what SQL is, then what is database? Because for you to have access to the database, for you to know what is inside the database, you need SQL. For you to enter your house, you need your key. You need to padlock. You need to open your key, right? You need key to access your house. Just like the same way, you need to know SQL for you to have access to your database. But that database itself, what is the database? So, like I now said, it's an organized collection of a data that is stored, managed in a structured way. So, like I said, every data in the database has been transformed. They are structured data. So, you cannot see unstructured or semi-structured inside a data warehouse, or database. You can't see it. So, they are structured data, well transformed, right? Now, advantage of database, data integrity. That's number one. There's no way you want to build database. The first thing you must put into consideration is your data integrity. Make sure that you ensure the accuracy and the consistency of your data. A lot of company, right? I think 2 years ago, one of the biggest airline in Nigeria, that if I mention the name, you will know. Biggest airline in Nigeria. As in, this is a company that their return on every month is close to 500 million. They don't have a data warehouse, right? And they reach out to my company because I work in a consulting firm as a data consultant, right? And so when they presented their problem, I just say, so as big as this organization is, they don't have it. So their data is scattered. So they use the word silo. So their data is in silo, meaning they have some in Excel, CSV, PDF, text, some sitting in the cloud, some data is sitting in on-premises. Just scatter. I think they mentioned 10 different data sources they have. There's no way, as an organization, there's no way you can make a decision, because the beauty of a data is for you to make a decision with it. That is what you're going to do as a data analyst. Is for the company that you are managing their data to make decision with the data. Your data tells you where you are in the business. whether your business is still competing enough or not. So, and as a data analyst, it means you must ensure that the data you are dealing with is accurate and consistent. So that's where data integrity is from. For instance, now, if I want to load a 1,000 row of record of a data from Excel to database, I must ensure that when I get to the database, it is that same 1,000 row of record, not that from the data source, I have 1,000. By the time I loaded it to the database, I have 800. So what happened to the 200? I've eaten it. That's going to be a problem, right? Then security, protect data from unauthorized access and breaches, right? If you have your data, right? You have your data in silos, so anybody can just tamper with your data, or if anything happens to where the data is. But when you have your data in a centralized database, right, inside the server, it means it's secured. No authorized user can access it. So for security purpose, it is good to have your data stored in the database. Then the backup and recovery, right? So allow data to be recovered in case of loss of corruption, right? Now, another reason why you should have a database is for, you see all those banks you see, right? The one I work with, for instance, their database is in VI in Lagos, Nigeria, right? Then they have a backup server in mainland, I think very close to Oshodi. So why? It's because if anything happened to the building, because they run a physical database, because it's a bank in Nigeria, you go and read it. If you operate commercial bank in Nigeria, your data must not leave that country. Your data, one of my customers I've dealt with the like of UBA, right, Union Bank. So I know all those data policy, right? That's why some of them, right, their core banking data is always in the country, in Nigeria. Maybe there are also some maybe small data that you can see in the cloud, but their core bank is in CBN policy, right? CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria. I don't know of other country of the world, right? But in Nigeria, if you operate a commercial bank, your data must not leave the country, most especially your core banking data, customer data, right? Now, so for you to now to be able to not to lose customers' data, you must have a backup. So your backup can be somewhere else, far from where you have the main server. So if anything happens to the main server, you go back to your backup, right? Now, if you operate cloud and if you have used any of those cloud services before, maybe Azure, GCP, or AWS, when you are setting up your database, they will tell you where do you want to have a replica of your database. Like, I think if I want to create a database for a customer in Nigeria now, I was okay, your database should be in West Europe. Then I will pick North America to be a replica of your database, right? To be a replica of your database. Then concurrency, support multiple users accessing the database simultaneously. Yes, multiple people can access your database at a time. Then scalability, ability to handle increasing amount of data and users without performance degradation. Then efficient data management. Database are optimized for quick access to large volumes of data, right? So these are just information that we can read and understand, right? Now let's look at how database store data. I think I've explained that, which I used the Google form you fill online, right? When you click submit, the data you input go to either Google Sheets or Excel online. So that's just the way, right, the database to work, right? So when I said, imagine that Google Sheet, that Google form you fill online is connected to the database, automatically your data. Okay, have you imagined that I have a mobile app and I transact on it on my mobile app, and maybe if I have a dispense error, I will go to the bank they will open their system and will trace the record. Or I use ATM, then maybe I have a dispense error. How did the data from the ATM, how are they able to get those data, right? You know, these are the things that even me myself, I don't know when I was in the bank. It was when I left the bank, oh, this is how this thing work. It means that ATM it has an application that connected to database. So as you are using your ATM, it's capturing your information, the amount, the balance you transfer, the amount you transfer or you withdraw, right? And having a database. So most time if you go to the bank and print your account statement, you will see all your information when you use mobile app for transfer, when you use ATM for withdrawal, or when you go to inside the banking hall to withdraw cash. You see all those information. It means all those applications you used to make those transactions is connected to a database, right? No, so that's how data are being stored, right? So if you can just picture of how you fill your online form when you register for this course, and DSA and Incubator Hub, they are able to reach out to you, then that's how a data is stored, right? Okay, now, so if you look at look at what we have in our materials. I said if you have used Excel, you should already be familiar with tables, right? Tables have a row and column just like so. The way your data is arranged in the Excel, that's the way it is in the database. That's the way it is in database. You have your rows of data, you have your columns of your data. So that means whatever the information or the values you have in your column must be of the same character, the same of data type, right? Then each column must have the unique name, like first name, second name, category, and so on like that. Then you will also notice that some of the column contain numbers, right? You see some column, like if you see from the screen, you will see account number, contain number. You will see account code is number. Then you will see account variable characters or text. Then in a spreadsheet, each cell have its own data type so that you can see. Just relate the way your data it is in Excel. That's the same way it is in the database. Just if you understand that, then you are good to go. Now, why SQL? Right? Think of why SQL. Right? So there are 5 major advantages to use traditional relational database which interact with using SQL. So you have the materials. You can go through the materials, right? Go through the materials. You can prepare your question against the next class, right? So go through the materials, read it you just read it, try to understand it, but not full to the fullest, so that when you come to the next class, as I'm explaining, you are grabbing it, or you might not have time to go back to these materials again. You might just go straight to the practical, writing our SQL query, right? But whatever I'm doing, I'm still following what is in the materials, right? So thank you, everyone. I think we're going to stop here for today. So I don't want to take much of your time. If you want the class to continue, I'm available, right? All right. So thank you, everyone. Bye.